the pistol had started. Either way, I know that there have been quite a few tech issues throughout the tournament, so hopefully it does end up getting resolved sooner rather than later, and we can hop right into map number one of Inferno. I mean, while we do have a bit of a break here, Vincent, we can talk about Inferno in general, just kind of how it's evolved over the years. It's gone through some changes, a major overhaul a few years ago, and now one of the staple maps. It has been for a while, but even still, one of the maps that really every team needs to have a good grasp of under their belt when you're playing against teams like this.
You certainly do have to have a good grasp of Inferno. I feel like, yeah, if you're not playing any Inferno, you're probably got a pretty weak map pool in general. But um, unfortunately, that big swap up, that big overhaul you were talking about, didn't really change much. I mean, this map I feel like still plays very similar to when
Mm.
it did in the past, and um, we've kind of seen that evolve. We talk about the saves and everything, and it's certainly become a lot more even than it used to be. I think that there's still times where the CT side can be incredibly strong and especially momentum heavy. If you get started well, or even can find some space to get a few rounds in a row and start building your economy, then you'll be doing okay. But if the T side is putting the pressure on, then you will certainly be in trouble more often than not. So whatever the difficulties are here, I think Big starting on the T side is going to be interesting for them because number one, Aurora, pretty sure they have a very strong CT side on this map if I'm remembering correctly. And number two, Big, they tend to maybe have a little bit slower start when they start on T in general, from what I've seen. Um, as let me just check. Actually, I was entirely wrong. It's the T side that is a little bit better here for Aurora. I was mistaken.
Okay.
So I don't know who I was thinking of. There's plenty of good CT sides
Well, that's the thing. It's
for some
like
of these teams.
there's so much discussion that can be had about like which team, like if you want to start on T or CT side, because we do see a lot of teams that are actually very good on the T side of Inferno and kind of thrive on that when it comes to their win rate on this map. So it'll be interesting to see how Aurora come out of the gates. See if they can get things going, as it does appear like we are finally ready to get things underway. And does look like that pistol is official. So it's big with the 1-0. We're seeing Aurora force up immediately.
Yeah, and the force up on the CT side on this map especially, I feel like it's very strong. You can often find some success with it, though. If you notice, there is lack of armor there onto Laddie, who's going to make sure he can get an AWP out in the first gun round. But otherwise, weapons at hand for Big, as they have at least taken some modicum of control towards the A side of the map, at least in alt mid, and then approach towards apartments here shortly. All of this is in the hopes to find some success.
Yeah, Laddie's gonna find some presence of players towards mid, just one crossing in. No commit from Big. As a matter of fact, they're kind of backing away from mid entirely. And back up Banana they go, leaving Crimbo on the lurk, hoping you can kind of cement these A players in their place and that they don't rotate quickly. As Big try to make this route to B as easy as possible. There are three players waiting on the other side here if they do decide to commit. We're already seeing the flash fly out, and here comes Keto, leading the pack, but again, they're just going to slow it down.
It's all about control for Big in the opening, really minute of a given round. Typically speaking, they do tend to go for a bit of that slower play style. 30 seconds still remain, and they're going to move back over towards bracket, trying to have some success over here. It'll be a split with players in towards apartments, but Seltzer's handling this particularly well. We'll see how many players he finds. There's the first. Through the wall, though, he's taken down. That's going to continue to stall things out. Laddie in trouble, maybe not as much as I thought. Attempted the no-scope, but that one was a really a hope and a prayer.
And now it's going to be very difficult for Aurora to get back in here. Got Favin in the small pit, watching towards Moto's side. He taps, and he should be able to get that one. Crosshair sets directly onto Lackey's head. Now it just leaves Kenzie and Norway in the 3v2. And there's no kit available, but that is a nice shot from Norway. Not giving it up too soon. Favin swings in and helps out Hyped, who is, again, just kind of tucked away towards the corner. Not going to give away his position too easily, and that time is ticking down way too low. Kenzie's not going to have enough time, so he'll look to just do some damage, and as a matter of fact, he won't do anything. Favin connects on the headshot. 3 kills for him, and that'll be big with the 2-0 start.
On the one hand, some nice damage for Aurora in that they got, 3 kills there. On the other hand, that was the force buy, and you would have hoped to see something a little bit better if you were trying to win that round, which is what Aurora were attempting to do. All said and done, though, Big will continue to push this advantage that they got off the back of the pistol. Well, Aurora not working with too much into this round either. They're dialing up some A stackage, and ooh, Norway, that's a nice find. Norway has been a critical member for this Aurora squad in general, and he's really maybe made this stack towards A little bit more effective because, well, Big, unless they push the issue here at B, they could rotate back down and right into the stack's hands.
And Norway's Deagle already looking very clean in the early goings of this map number 1. And Big, they're throwing every piece of utility here to try and clear out this B site, and the only one that lies is the man that we talked about. Norway, Eagle in hand, looking for some shots, can't land it. And you do have Lackey starting to rotate over, but realistically, the rest of this Aurora squad can't do quite a lot here. So I assume they'll either go for some exit frags, try to pick up an upgrade here. Lackey's working his way in. If he can get up close and personal with that 5-7, it is quite lethal, but no, Tabson will shut him down. And this will be big on 3, but that means that Aurora, after the save, they should have enough for a full buy.
And Aurora, they are one of those teams that put a lot of pressure on getting those full buys out, as Laddie has no silencer on. He was just letting it bark. But yeah, Aurora often, I mean, it's kind of an obvious thing, but more so than other teams, I feel like put a emphasis on gun rounds. They elect to save whenever possible. They make sure to, or I should say, elect to save whenever they need additional utility. They put the pressure on getting that utility out, making sure that they have enough of it, especially on maps like this one, like Inferno, where it's really required in the CT side, especially.
And a bit of a bonus round for Big here. They still have a couple MAC-10s on Hyped and Keto, so this is a good opportunity for Aurora to possibly take that 0 off the board, replace it with a 1, and try their best to keep things close before Big stack up some rounds here, gain some momentum as well. We're already seeing quite a presence towards Banana, but Aurora, they're having none of it. We do have Laddie and Norway, the dynamic duo over here on B, just waiting for the peak, hoping that Laddie can get one in this weird angle that he's holding and then fall back. But that flash is perfect, and it's going to lose the AWP. Norway with the spray down, and he's got the crossfire as well. These are good shots here from Lackey, supporting from the backside. Even still, Big, they're still pressuring. That's a great shot from Crimbro. Brings it back to the 2v2, and they should be able to get this bomb down.
And they should split up. Oh, he found a smoke. He didn't have a smoke before, I don't believe, Favin. That was one of the main issues, trying to get that bomb planted. Spam damage non-existent from the likes of Seltzer, as Kenzie will be moving in with the help. Grimbo will be the first under pressure here. As soon as he swings out, will be spotted, or maybe just doesn't swing at all. Doesn't need to, doesn't have to. Wants to just find contact, then wait for Favin, who's elected AWP here in this duel. A little bit of a scary spray, but Seltzer will be traded immediately by that op. And Big, it got a bit dicey, but they were good enough to find the victory. First gun round checked off, and a bonus victory at that for Big.
Yeah, that was a little scary. This kill from Crimbo was pretty important. When they pick up the smoke, the CT re-smoked, kind of cut off some visibility for Aurora in the retake, and then a really quick reaction from Favin there, who was in pool. If he doesn't land that first shot, there's a possibility that Aurora do get that defuse off, but that's a bonus round win for Big. And I think Aurora realized that this is kind of a tough situation that they're in right now. take the first time out of the game. Find out what they can do in order to counter the attack from Big right now. Haven't seen a whole lot of them, and we know that CS is a game of adjustments. So Aurora trying to turn things around quicker. And it's just a weird one for Aurora as well. The buy, a little awkward. Get that Mag 7, MP9, couple Deagles. So
Speaking of awkward,